catching diamonds in the rain, letting precious water through the drain. Stars were dancing in their light, paths that we could never ride. Oh, they were dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves to the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their light, paths that we could never ride. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their light, future we will never ride. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry. Thought another goal is all we needed, taking second chances till we bleed. And when all the love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in their light, paths that we could never ride. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing
Good evening, Frontier Doubles League. It is me, RhinoBoy11, here with you once again to take you through some of Saturday's action in the FDL. We are immediately starting with some Elite League action, and I absolutely cannot wait to get things underway. But of course, I can't do it on my own. I need someone else in the casting booth with me, and we have drafted in the absolutely, I think you'll agree, gorgeous man sat to my left-hand side. Please welcome to the casting booth, Oddly. How are you this evening?
Oh my goodness, Ryder Boy's got me blushing. I'm doing pretty good, my friend. I'm excited for some Elite League action here. Week 3 is always good because it's still early, and I always like to
Mhm.
see how, which teams can kind of pull away. Dragons versus Griffins today. I'm excited for this, and, Ryder Boy, this is going to be a good one.
It really is. Speaking of pulling away, the Dragons are currently undefeated in the Elite League this season, 2-0, looking to go 3-0, being the only team in Elite League to be able to do that in week 3. Uh, initial initial ideas, do you think that's going to happen tonight, Oddly?
Well, I would say that, if it's hard to say, especially on paper, because of some of the games we watched last week. Paper doesn't always translate to, or the records doesn't always translate to, the gameplay itself. But
Mhm.
I will say, I think that, if you're up 2-0 already, this team could be looking good. But again, we'll have to see how it works out.
We will indeed have to see how it works out, and we are bringing the teams into the server right now. We have 10-piece Nugget and EXO playing on the Dragons side, and we have Coston and B-Man playing for our Griffins. So a little bit of different setups than we would normally see. We might get into that a little bit later if it comes to fruition that it is going to make a difference, and it might just there. EXO-RL putting the ball in the net for the Dragons early.
That was an excellent kickoff from him to start things off. Yeah, just basically able to follow up the wall shot there, and we have a 1-goal game already in game number 1 with 5 seconds.
5 seconds on the clock, that is not a long time, and sometimes it's great to go up that early, and that's gonna be 2 from 10-piece Nugget. Perfect kickoffs coming out from the Dragons here. They've got a playbook, it seems, Oddly.
This is exactly what you like to see. This team seems like they're locked in right from the get-go. They knew exactly how they were working on that kickoff, and that kickoff was deadly. 2 goals in 8 seconds.
2 goals in 8 seconds, and it's really dangerous if you're the Griffins right now. I mean, they are 1-1 on the season currently. Not a bad record by any stretch of the imagination, but as we mentioned, this is the undefeated Dragons. Do you think it might be 3 here? Great save from B-Man. Before that happens, 10-piece Nugget coming in for the finish. Another fantastic save from B-Man. He is a rocking defense right now, and all of a sudden the Griffins defense is showing up. But the question I wanted to ask you, Oddly, is do you think this is going to affect the Griffins' mental, the fact that they're 2 goals down so early in this series?
No, I would argue that it wouldn't, and I say that because I mean they are playing a very confident team here in the Dragons. But I will say that especially being so early in game number 1, say for example if they were down 1 game and this is how the game number 2 started, I would definitely say it would impact the mental. But it's only been a minute so far, still plenty of
Oh,
time to play. As it's now
oh.
3 goals. What a beautiful play there by the Dragons.
EXO, that is absolutely wonderful. Goes under the ball and realizes he's not going to get the shot, but takes out the defender without any problems. And 10-piece Nugget has a free goal. It's 3-0 with a minute and 5 having been played. And yeah, the outlook's not looking too great for the Griffins right now. They need to kind of pick their game up here if they're going to be able to do something. EXO causing more problems in the goal net, but actually he saves the ball himself. He does the defending for the Griffins, and a bit of a lifeline as Costin comes forwards as he gets over the top of 10-piece Nugget, gets over the top of EXO as well, but it's not bound for the goal. So it looks like the Dragons might be able to clean this one up unless B-Man has something to say about it. Goes for the shot, lots of power in that one, but 10-piece Nugget able to clear into the corner, and now EXO is going to try and bring this forward for the Dragons. Gets that 50 over the top of Costin, and now it's a 2v1 as 10-piece Nugget. No! Costin comes back and makes the challenge. That's wonderful from him, and they do start need to being a bit more brutal, a bit more powerful, don't they? The Griffins, if they're going to get something out of this game, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, a couple points there. I did notice that they weren't really
Ooh.
able to follow each other up as teammates, or they aren't, being aggressive enough, especially for a team like the Dragons, who are just smothering this Griffins team.
They really are, and we can see it come to fruition now. Tempe's Nugget actually passing that ball back to Exo, trusting his teammate. Exo waiting a bit on that one, but did get the 50 right. That's a good shot from Tempe's Nugget. That was going to go top bins if Costin wasn't there to save that one. And now it seems like the Griffins might be able to get a little bit of a counter-attack here. B-Man's going to go for the shot. He takes Exo out the server, but Tempe's is going to be there with the save and kind of stalls the ball out so that, oh my goodness, there's enough time for Exo to get back, and get back he does with a fantastic save. He's now going for a goal, but Costin's going to send that one back to the midfield. Tempe's Nugget is in the right place at the right time, as Exo is now going to try and bring this one away for the Dragons, but he kind of keeps it in the corner. Tempe's gets there ahead of Costin, and now the Griffins are under some pressure. Tempe's going to try and find his teammate maybe here, but a good 50 from B-Man puts him off his plan. And now he's going to try and bring this one back into the corner. In fact, he's going to send it away. B-Man trying to get it past Exo, and Exo says, you can get the ball past me, but you cannot get the car past me. Takes him out of the server once again, and the Griffins have to reset. Oddly, Dragons doing a great job of slowing this game down right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Griffins are certainly making a push, as they have to with, 3 goals, being 3 goals down here so late in game number 1, but I will say the defense of the Dragons is on display as well, as like I mentioned, the Griffins are certainly making their push, but 10-piece Nugget with the beautiful mechanics, he follows things up with a beautiful demo.
I mean, that kind of has to be said right now, is that the mechanics of the Dragons just seems to be that cut above the technical ability of the Griffins right now, and that's shown there by a perfect play from 10-piece Nugget. Lovely aerial. The Griffins were nowhere to be seen for that goal, and it's 4 with 1:15 left. And what would you say the comms are like with the Griffins right now? Are they kind of just like, okay, this game's gone, we need to start thinking about what happens next game? Or would you say that there's a bit more to be played in this particular game? There might not be any more after 10-piece Nugget dunks that one down on the Griffins defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, these Dragons are just dominating the sky right now. As there's a beautiful air dribble out by 10-piece, and that's just what's happening. The Griffins are just respecting just every attempt the Dragons make in the air. By the time they have time to react, it's too late. The ball's already in the back of the net. So hopefully their comms right now aren't allowing them to at least look forward to the next game, right? As long as you're not beating yourself up too hard. I will say that hopefully they're able to make some changes in game number 2 as game number 1 here is running away for the Dragons.
Certainly is. That's a nice shot. Exo just about with the save. My goodness, that one looked destined for the net, and Costin's going to have another chance here, but 10-piece Nugget wins it over the top of him. Gets the second touch as well. That is disgraceful as he makes it work, but it's not quite going to find its way to net. And it's something we do talk about quite a lot when we get onto Elite and Star Leagues in FDL is the mental game, right? It's so much of Rocket League. Tempe's just getting a casual double tap, completely unnecessary there, but doing it anyway, just to show that he can. And it's something, as I say, something we talk about a lot is the mental, okay? In Elite League, certainly, these players are so good, they've been playing for so long, and when you get beat 6-0 by a team 7, my goodness, by a team that's in your league, like, you really need some serious mental capacity to be able to deal with that reality.
Yeah, I think what is there not to say? I mean, that 6th goal there was all executed perfectly by Exo, as he gets every perfect touch you need on it, and then getting a bump on B-Man, allowing an easy double tap for 10-piece, and then they get another kickoff goal because these guys have their mental locked in, and they know the plays that they want to make.
As much as I would love to see a Brazil there, unfortunately we're not going to get it because the game is going to end. But it just felt like one of those games where the Griffins could not get their game underway. They just couldn't do it. So what was it about the Dragons that meant that the Griffins couldn't play?
Man, what wasn't dominant about these guys? Listen, the Dragons 10-piece obviously getting 1,000 points with 6 of the 7 goals and getting 12 shots on the Griffins. That is numbers, especially in the Elite League. What can I say? They had the mechanics, they had the pressure, everything felt on point for the Dragons. The Griffins just seemed like they were in a little bit of shambles, but I'm really interested to see how they, switch things up here in game number 2, as they weren't able to put any goals on the board, going down 7
Mhm.
nothing.
And that kind of leads into my second question, which is, what do the Griffins need to do in this next game? Like, what is it that you immediately go, yeah, they need to fix that if they're going to get anything from this game?
Well, a lot of the Dragons' goals, I mean, they were either kickoff goals or they were air dribbles or double taps. They were flashy goals. The Griffins need to insta challenge, or they need to
Mhm.
challenge and increase the pressure on this Dragons team,
Mhm.
and work towards at least some direction of the kickoff, so that they can at least have some type of control in this game.
Mhm.
So we get game number 2 started.
Mhm.
B-Man looks to put it right on the backboard as he puts it on net, but 10 pieces there, and this is another thing that you see from the Dragons is their positioning is really good, to the point where the only type of double commits I'm seeing are coming from the Griffins, and I saw that quite a few times last game. And Rhino, what do you think the Griffins need to do to make this a comeback?
It's a really good question, and at the minute, I mean, the Dragons really look locked in. So for me, they've actually already done something that they needed to do, which is kind of clean up those kickoffs. Make sure the Dragons are not winning those kickoffs, but it doesn't seem to be mattering right now, as the ball is played around in that far left-hand corner, and you can see Carson and B-Man both trying to go for that ball, and that to me is a double commit, which just should not be happening. There should be comms there. Carsten should be sent back to goal, and B-Man should be saying, right, I'm in front, I'm challenging the ball, I got this. But those conversations aren't happening, and that's really worrying if you're a Griffins fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, just an unfortunate play as Costin kind of just got in the way of B-Man. I wouldn't really say any fault of his own, as he was coming back on the ground, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Just allowing 10-piece to just do his thing in the sky. Even if it goes towards the net, EXO is able to clean it up for 2-0.
And that's exactly the point. 10-piece, that ball was not on target, but it makes the defense, it makes Costin think, I've got to challenge for this ball, otherwise that's going in my net. And because he made that challenge, because he tried to get to the ball, EXO had a free shot. B-Man was nowhere to be seen, and it was so easy for EXO to just pick up the pieces of that shot. But again, 10-piece with the mechanics, I mean, that's just absolutely insane for me.
And what I will say too is if Costin, I wasn't sure if he had boost, but his mistake was there is he's sitting in net.
Goodness.
You have to get your positioning towards the ball, and don't allow 10-piece in the air whatsoever. You got to make this change, and we'll see how this works for Costin as he gets dunked on again.
I mean, that's the question, isn't it? You either have to kind of make sure the Dragons can't play in the air, you have to be first to those challenges, first to those 50s, or you have to completely play along the ground if you're the Griffins. You just want to bring this ball down onto the floor, and that's exactly what they've done. It doesn't look like they will help. Oh my goodness, actually Costin managing to make the save, and they're going to go up the other end. But my goodness, like, this Dragons have everything right now.
Yeah, and B-Man, you can just tell that they're unfortunately not as confident as they need to be, as they did have a 2-on-0. And they could have put that in an open net, as Costin is able to send it off, reduce some of the pressure, but EXO gets a wonderful block, and he's looking for another one. Costin gets the better half of that 50. But 10-piece nugget is just there, coming off the ceiling, and that's what you like to see from Costin, is he gets a good challenge off the wall. But EXO, again, gets a beautiful touch, but Griffins are able to get the ball sent out a little bit here. This is exactly what we need to see from the Griffins, with an early challenge from B-Man as Costin gets bumped by 10-piece, and they go up 4-0 with a beautiful drop from EXO.
It's the communication, it's the plays. 10-piece nugget there. He's got a call from his teammate saying, can you please bump the defender, because otherwise they're going to save this ball. 10-piece goes, yep, I've got this one in the bag, sends him absolutely packing. You are not going to be able to control your aerial when you've just been bumped, and that's just been proven. So, oh my goodness, the Dragons are on point, and this is a message to the rest of the Elite League right now. They are here, and they are dangerous.
That's right. It seems as though this would be the team to beat. And as I was saying before, oh man, I always try and say something, but again, the cast are cursed. They just don't want me to say anything. As now it's 5-0 with a beautiful shot from EXO.
Yeah, and it gets to the point now where it's kind of like, what else can we say about this Dragons team that we haven't said already? I mean, they're doing some absolutely incredible things in the server today. Everything is just on point, and there's a reason this is called Elite League, right? In FDL. My goodness, it's for things like that. EXO with the flip scoop. That's completely unnecessary at 5-0 up, but
Oh
oh,
my goodness! He's
I
a
need
menace.
I need a moment. That's crazy.
Holy!
Ooh.
Our boy EXO pulls that out for 6-0 as we get a fake kickoff. Oh my goodness, like you said, I need a moment too. That was a beautiful musty flick. And, oh my god, now they're just freestyling at this point.
They are.
There was plenty of mustard on that musty flick.
Oh, there was, and that's kind of the point right now, is that the Dragons are giving full license to do that, right? The Griffins aren't really challenging. They don't want to challenge this Dragons team in the air. I mean, B-Man has just done, and he has managed to get the dunk on the Dragons, but, you know, at this point, you kind of have to be asking yourself, like, okay, EXO's gone for the challenge there off the back wall. Tempe's Nugget maybe could have done better, but we're at 6-1, and if you listen really, really closely, you can hear a little bit of samba music in the background, oddly. Just going to throw that in there for the moment.
Sorry. A little bit of samba music?
Samba music.
I wonder
yeah.
what that's all about.
Yeah, well, we might find out. We'll see.
I have to turn the volume up shortly as EXO looks to get things started, but Boston, or sorry, B-Man, just puts it on net, and he said we're not going to Brazil today, ladies and gentlemen.
No, the party's stopped. The carnival's done. It's pack it up, go home for this particular game as it is. But, you know, B-Man putting the shots on net, and this is exactly what the Griffins would hope for, right? There's a minute 25 left in the game. Okay, there's a chance you could get 4 goals, but it's very unlikely. This is all about momentum now. If the Griffins can have momentum going into game 3, and they can be the ones who like score the next 2 or 3 goals, their mental should be actually looking really good going into game 3. And oddly, I don't know why I talk. It's unnecessary.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean, right? We try to create these narratives, and then in the game they're just like, you know what? I don't want to hear the casters talk anymore. I want you to talk about the goal I just scored. You know, so yeah. I mean, like you were saying, maybe I shouldn't even try to say it.
Yeah, here we go.
Put it in the back of the net. Oh my goodness.
This doesn't happen very often in Elite League. Normally, the casters are given plenty of time to talk and to really kind of explore what's happening in the game. I mean, 10 goals in a game in Elite League, you really don't see that very often.
I was gonna say, and it's not the lone game that had a high score. Last game was 7-0.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, yeah, that kind of tells you everything you need to know. Neither of these teams are particularly interested in defending. That's the first port of call. Both teams just want to attack and get on offense, and that's exactly what both teams are being able to do. In this last, I would say 2 minutes. I would give the Griffins 2 minutes of kind of offensive pressure. 10-piece, that one might be destined for the goal. Costin trying to score in his own net, but not quite able to do that one. But EXO converts, and there's no time to throw it back to you again, oddly, because things just happen so quickly.
So I see B-Man increasing his speed, definitely feeling a bit more confident in the field, and that's what you need to see from the Griffins, because you know, if you need to have some level of confidence. And what I was gonna say is at least they have goals on the board compared to last game. They didn't have any, and I think they needed that to at least get some confidence in this game. They're looking to even take a game off this absolutely dominant Dragons team. I will say that you said that there's not really interested in playing defense, but in my opinion, the only reason the Dragons are getting scored on is because they were already up by 6 goals, and they were just relaxing, just having some fun with it.
Maybe that is true, but I mean, even so, I mean, I think that was an 8-3 scoreline. Dragons taking 16 shots, Griffins taking 7. I mean, you just have to look at those stats to know kind of who which team was the more comfortable in that particular game, let's say. And I think you're right. They did definitely take their foot off the gas in the last 2 minutes of the game, which did lead the Griffins to kind of get back into it. But maybe that could have been a mistake. I mean, if the Griffins start feeling themselves and start getting that mojo back and start thinking that, okay, we're in this game, I mean, that could be devastating for the Dragons if they take things too lightly.
Yeah, in my opinion, especially being 2 games down, if you're the Griffins, noticing how dominant they were, both these the Dragons were, you got to kind of throw caution to the wind in game number 3 if you're looking not to get swept. And I think that could be dangerous for the Dragons if the Griffins just go out there and play a different game that they have in these last 2.
Yeah, but for me, that's a really big if at the minute, because I think the Dragons were going to come with a different look in game 2 if they were going to come with a different look after getting beaten 7-0 in the first game, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know if the Griffins actually have a different look in their locker. I mean, this might be the Griffins team that they have, and they're going to have to make this work, and they're going to try and make this work now in game 3 and try and not get swept. But I'm finding it really hard to see past a Dragon sweep in this particular series, oddly.
And you know what? Unfortunately, I agree with you, and I say unfortunately because I always love to see, a good series happen, especially in the Elite League. But it has just been dominance. Oh my goodness!
No way.
10-piece almost just absolutely styles on the Griffins. Costin actually had himself a good spot on the goal line there.
10-piece styling on the Griffins, like, tell me something new. That's been happening all series, and Exo just sending that one into the top right hand corner. Really nice shot from the really acute angle here. But I mean, B-Man's not in position, Costin's not in position. It's just a really tough game for this Griffins team right now. And I mean, I'm kind of going to ask you again, because it's worth asking the question. I mean, what does a loss like this kind of do to not just your mental for this game, but your season as a whole? I mean, B-Man and Costa will have to play a game next week off the back of this result, and I mean, their mental can't be at 100%, right?
Well, I would argue that especially in this league, we got a lot of great people playing in this league. And speaking of great people, there's a great shot from B-Man himself. We have a tie game.
This is now possibly what we were talking about. This is now where the Dragons have just let the Griffins in just that little bit too much. The Griffins have started to build up some confidence. That's a really nice shot downfield from B-Man. And this game 3 might be a contested game 3. It really might be. The first minute is certainly looking like that.
Yeah, I would say that, in my opinion, for the Griffins to win this game or to, take the lead, it's almost got to be a combination of the Dragons taking their foot off the gas, and again, the Griffins just absolutely just throwing caution to the wind and just looking for those shots that just put the ball towards the net. Like 10-piece.
Yeah.
He took my advice and put the ball in his own net.
Well, it seems like that, but Costin, you're not going to find a shot that goes into the top right-hand corner much sweeter than that ball right there. That's a lovely finish from Costin, and we can't forget this is still Elite League. Every single team in this league is going to be able to punish you if you do not play your A game, and that might be what's happening right now. The Dragons, as you say, might have taken their foot off the gas a little bit. They're starting to show that maybe they're not taking the Griffins as seriously, and that almost has started to cost them until 10-piece just decides to find the bottom left-hand corner from a kickoff, and now we're back tied up again.
I was just about to congratulate the Griffins on their first lead of the series, and before I can even say anything, we have a tie game once again. Man, this casting stuff is real.
Oh yeah. The casting booth is a tough place when you start making comments like who's winning and who's losing, because it's not even the players, it's the game that likes to prove you wrong. But B-Man there trying to find the right hand to post of the net, not going to be able to do so, and 10-piece fakes out that challenge, and he might be able to get it over the top of both defenders. Oh dear, 10-piece Nugget with a lovely little flick over the top of both of the Griffins defenders, and yeah, they're back in the lead.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I would say that play right there summed up the series so far, in my opinion. 10-piece taking his time.
No,
and Costin, unfortunately, not not having the pressure, not having the heads up idea to actually, challenge that as B-Man was on his way back, allowing for an easy touch up into the top right for 10 piece as
Oh,
ooh,
oh.
cost of
Now,
an unfortunate own goal.
now that one hurts from the casting booth. That's one of those ones where you're kind of just like, I really wish he hadn't just done that, because we can talk about the Griffins playing really well, and you have to say that in order to get that play in the first place, EXO had a really nice 50 in this bottom right hand corner here, where you know it basically sent the ball back up towards the Griffins net, but Costin's got to be taking a little bit more time there, because at 3-2 down, they are definitely still in the game. I mean, there's still 2.5 minutes left, so they are definitely still in the game. Tempe's going for that double touch there. Oof, just going to find it wide left. My goodness. But there is still a game to be played, and you're not helping your own team by converting that one for your opponents.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm sure Costin would want that back, as nobody would want to own goal. Of course not. But I mean, it's not like that's the difference maker in this game. It's not like one goal so far has been the difference. The Dragons are still, in dominant fashion, taking their time with this game. So I wouldn't be too upset with that own goal.
Yeah, very true. I mean, Tempe's from the grave there was looking for a shot as soon as he respawned, but unable to find that one. And now the game's kind of slowing a little bit with EXO picking the ball up here, and he's going to try and go for a little bit of an aerial play, but Costin with a nice read. He's going to send this one back to the Dragons' goal, and Tempe's not really under any pressure to get this clear, so he's just going to take his time and show off his acrobatics in the air. Very nice from him. Costin, though, going to get it over the top of EXO. EXO wasn't expecting 10 piece to be challenged there at all, and they pay for it with a minute 16 on the clock. This game is not done yet, oddly.
Well, you see, listen, take a look at 10 piece. He's like, hey guys, guess what? I can flip reset. But it doesn't really mean nothing if you're going to get scored on. So, I mean, you can have all the mechanics in the world, but it doesn't convert to nothing, then really, what's the point? You're just going to call yourself a freestyler,
Absolutely, and that one doesn't come to anything as well, but it's a very nice challenge coming out from 10 piece there in the air. EXO looking for a little bit of a trick play over the top of Costin, but unable to find that one as well. B-Man challenges 10 piece so that he's not quite in his rhythm, and he gets the job done. Costin now trying to get it past EXO. Nice little fake, try and get it around him, but EXO is wise to it and reads it well. And now B-Man's going to try and make the challenge, but EXO plays it over the top of him and forgets the ball there on the wall, but he can be forgiven right now as he continues marauding towards the Griffins net, but does get stopped eventually by Costin. And now it's a 2v1 as Costin tries to find the goal on the left-hand side, but 10 piece gets up early and reads it very, very well. Costin gets absolutely taken out of the server. 10 pieces should be able to convert this one. And it's another play where the Dragons are so in contact with each other at all times that 10 piece just says, right, EXO, if you take him out the server, we score here. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it just wasn't a great read by B-Man, as when the ball came off the wall, for some reason he was backwards, not allowing for a great touch on the ball. And it did convert into Costin getting, removed, deleted from the server. And now we have a 3-goal lead. 10 seconds left. We're looking at a perfect sweep here from the Dragons. They have really come out in dominant fashion and showed why they are going to be taking 3-0.
Oh. I mean, the ball is staying up, and if the Griffins can get an extra goal, that would be very nice for their stats, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to do that. And 10 piece Nugget and EXO, I think from game one we saw this win coming in. They've just played out of their minds for that entire series, and that's going to show in the 3-0 scoreline. Oddly, what for you was the most impressive part of that Dragons performance?
I mean, I don't know if I can pick out one specific thing. The one thing that I will say wasn't super great was the defense. Now, I mean, it was, but I will say that I say that because these guys were definitely taking their foot off the gas, right? They were spending more time working on mechanics and just throwing things around. But man, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have the boys themselves here.
We do.
Oh, that's good, man.
Which one of you called me a freestyler? But actually, I took that to heart.
Oh,
Hey, that wasn't me.
listen, man, listen. I take that back. You're not a professional freestyler, okay? You're a professional pro player. How about that?
I'll take that.
Professional player from Oddly, absolutely. So we've got 10 Piece and Exo in the casting booth with us. Firstly, we've got to ask, how does it feel?
I
Uh,
don't know, man. Another day at the office.
Another
Day at the
I don't
off.
know what else to say.
another day at the office, nice and easy. Exo, we'll come to you first. I think a day in the office is a pretty fair assumption from this particular game. 7-0 in the first game. Did you guys take your foot off the gas a little bit going into the second two games, or did the Griffins kind of figure you out a little bit?
I think I don't know. It's sort of like 80-20. They sort of figured us out a little and started applying pressure, but I don't know. We sort of just relaxed a little bit more, took a bit more chill, and just started enjoying ourselves a bit more. But yeah,
You like to hear that. I mean, in my opinion, I look at your guys' games, and like you said, it did seem like they were trying to figure you guys out. But every step they took towards that, you guys just took another step forward. It was just pure confidence from you two. Now that you guys are up 3-0, is there any team that you're looking to play, or anybody you want to shout out or call out?
the
bro, bring
Owls,
it.
bro.
Who's that?
The Owls,
Oh, the Owls. Okay,
Yeah,
Who's
the
on the
light,
Owls, and why is it the Owls?
cause like the Lego noob.
Oh
Goodness.
yeah, like okay.
That's about it, bro.
Are you gonna flip reset on his head top?
Well, we don't play him this season, but it'd be cool if we
Oh,
did.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean that's not necessarily true. I mean, obviously the playoffs are an option, and I would imagine that playoffs are in your guys' sights right now, being 3-0 in the league. Um, speaking of that 10 piece, do you believe that this Dragons is a championship winning team?
I mean, we made roster changes today, moved Parrot to reserve, so I feel like Team In on the starting roster will be championship winning team.
And you love to see that. I want to thank you guys, especially EXO. That flip reset musty, man,
Oh,
that got me
Bro,
excited.
he is a
Oh
console
boy,
EU player, and he's just nuts. I don't even know how.
man, that was a
I,
nutty play.
I hear the EU. I hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Hey, me too, bro. Me too. We're here together, all right? It's an
Yeah.
American league. The Europeans is coming to take over, okay? Taking over the casting booth, taking over in game. That's the situation. If you don't like it, deal with it. That's how we're running it, EXO.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I think that's all the questions from me. Oddly, do you have anything else for our guests?
Yeah, no other questions other than just thanking you guys for that gameplay. You always love to see the mechanics get shown out, and thanks again for letting me cast.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, EXO and 10 Piece, for joining us on the casting booth after your game. Thank you very much for taking the time to take a post-match interview. This is not the end of the FDL action we have for you tonight, because if you stick around on the FDL Twitch channel, we are going to have some Adept League action at the top of the hour. So in just under half an hour, we're going to see the Huskies taking on the Griffins. So Adept League, Huskies, Griffins, top of the hour. We'll see you there.
the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking off this next game with some Adept League action. We got the Huskies taking on the Griffins. I'm Debbie. I'm joined here in the casting booth alongside my friend Rhino. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, Debbie. It's good to be back in the casting booth after the first game of the night. I can't wait to get this second one underway. Adept League action always brings something very, very interesting for us to watch. So can't wait to get going.
100%. And the Huskies right here with a record of 2-0, trying to keep that streak alive, that undefeated streak, hoping to go 3-0 this week. And do you happen to have the Griffins record on hand?
I do not, but this is one of those moments where I'm going to throw it over to our wonderful FDL audience and ask if anyone knows what happened with the Griffins versus the Rams Adept League game last weekend. If you could please put it in chat, that would be absolutely fantastic so that we can have a bit more information on this particular game. As far as we know right now, the Griffins are 0-1, depending on what happened in that game last week. So they're either 1-1 or 0-2. Either way, the Huskies have the better record going into this game, Debbie.
Yes, sir. And they just had a roster change, that being El Hex, who went from the Coyotes, now joining the Huskies. And I believe he is in this match. Yes, he is. So we'll get to see how well he's adapting to this squad as we get game number 1 underway. Hex and Thor off the kickoff. This ball is going to go a bit neutral. Sky High is going to be able to gain possession, but not before Daddy Grimmy sends it back down to midfield. Sky High playing a little bit aggressive here, opting to stick on the ball, able to get it past one, but not able to regain possession. And now Daddy Grimmy pinched down into the Huskies territory. Thor looks for a shot, but it's wide, and now Sky High off of his own back wall right here is going to get a deep clear. Thor being able to just clear it into his own net. Now Hex awaits his turn. Now Daddy Grimmy's going to be able to push this ball up into the Huskies corner. 50-50 against Sky High. Was a bit neutral. Hex is going to be able to clear it away.
Ooh,
Now
nice.
Hex with an opportunity, he's going to pop it up for Sky High. Sky High not able to beat out Grimmy right there. Grimmy able to send it off to safety, and now possible counterattack opportunity, but the Huskies have already rotated, but the miss from Hex is going to pay dividends for the Griffins as Daddy Grimmy's able to sink one in.
Yeah, a really nice goal there coming out from the Griffins. Top right-hand corner. It doesn't get more top right-hand corner than that. Interesting note here, it's actually both A lineups for both of these sides coming out this week. They both desperately want that win. Daddy Grimmy and Original Thor are the A lineup for the Griffins, and Hex, having just come in, is part of that A lineup for the Huskies as well. So looks like they are going to be even once again with a 1-and-1. El Hex is able to get his first goal in FDL on the board, and Yeah, I don't think the early part of this game particularly favors either team. Both teams are looking like they have some quite good offensive plays and seem serviceable in defense as well. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top of this game one.
100%. And yet again, another neutral ball right here. Maybe playing to how even this game has been so far. Sky High dumping it off to LHEX, who's going to take it downfield. Now Thor to Daddy Grimmy in the air. Thor not
Ooh.
finding the touch that he wants. Now Sky High is going to be able to have a chance on the ball, gain some possession. Looking at LHEX, looking for the pass. Shot played off, but it's a little wide right there. And now Daddy Grimmy's going to be able to play it out. Still a dangerous ball here as Sky High opts to take it off the wall, looking for a second touch, but Grimmy beats him there in the air. Now Thor's going to catch, dribble, quick 50 from Hex. Now Sky High looking, waiting, playing some patient ball right here. Now Thor's going to look for a quick shot, but it's not exactly on target, and LHEX able to take it away. Gonna drive it up off the wall, looking for a touch, unable to find
Ooh.
contact. Now Sky High versus Daddy Grimmy in the corner. It's going to pop out neutral. Possible shot for Thor. Is it on target? Yes, it is. And the Griffins with a quick lead right here.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication coming out from the Huskies. I panicked immediately when I saw Sky High sending that one into the corner. I knew that was going to pop out, and LHEX was just not in position to make that defensive play. So the Griffins take advantage of that little bit of a miscommunication. They're up 2-1, but there's still just under 3 minutes left of the game. So I wouldn't be worried if I was a Huskies fan right now, but they kind of need to tighten that up a little bit if they are to get something from this game.
100%. It definitely seems like the Griffins are able to maintain some offensive pressure in this game. Now Sky High looking to clear this ball out.
Oh,
He's
nice.
able to do so. Able to get it past Grimmy now. About 19 boosts to his name. Looking for another touch. Now Grimmy's going to take it away. Possible 1v1 opportunity, but Grimmy not able to make contact. Now Hex is going to look for the second touch right here off the wall. Going to play it into the corner. Trying to center this
Oh.
out to Sky High, and he does. Now Sky High just needs to get it past Thor. Pops it up, looking for the flip reset. He gets it, but it's the crossbar. Sky High almost a fantastic play. And now the ball into his own corner right here. Able to collect some boost. Looking to regain possession. But quick pinch from Thor. It's gonna bounce on the opposite side. It's gonna bounce over to the opposite side of the field. Grimmy looks to challenge Sky High, but not able to get it past him. Thor was there though. And now Hex gonna take it back downfield. Playing a little bit of ping pong action so far.
Oh, no. Yeah, nice flip reset coming out, by the way, from I believe it was Hex. I thought the elite game had finished, but clearly we are continuing. Absolutely unbelievable. But the Huskies really need to start putting on some pressures to this Griffins defense if they're going to get something from this game. They're 2-1 down right now. They need to get that equalizer. They've got a minute and 10 seconds to do it. Sky High's going to try and go for this one over the top of Original Thor. He does get it over the top of him as well. He gets that aerial touch. Wonderful from Sky High, living up to his namesake, and tie ball game with a minute and 5 on the clock, Debbie. I wouldn't want to call which way this game is going.
And it looks like Sky High has been looking for those plays all game, continuously taking it up the wall, looking for those plays. That time it works out in his favor, and now him and Grimmy off the kickoff. Thor's going to look for a banging clear or shot possibly, but it's going to be wide. Playing out from the corner, Grimmy's there, but met in the air by Hex right there, and now Sky High. It looks like he had an open net, but opts to dribble the ball, where he's then tackled by Thor. Ball bouncing in neutral territory. Sky High is able to recover it. Not before Thor challenges him right there. Now Grimmy up early, going to be taking this away from the Huskies. Not able to find that second contact, which is going to allow Hex. Oh my.
Oh, Thor should have definitely converted there. I mean, that's an open net in the middle of the field. He had absolutely no pressure around him. You've got to take some time with that one and be able to convert. The score stays level, but the Griffins definitely should have won this one. If this game goes to OT and the Huskies win it, they're going to have escaped with murder here.
100%. And you know, some would say that this is game one. Sometimes it's a feeler game, and there is some truth to that, because almost every time teams are going to be able to adapt going into game number 2. But for now, we have overtime in game number 1. Ball is gonna bounce into the Huskies territory. Hex trying to gain control of this, and he's gonna get demoed for his efforts. Grimmy racing in, managing to get that 50 against Sky High, and now Thor's trying to play this into the corner, able to get it past Sky High. Now he just needs to center this out, unable to get it past Hex, and now Hex playing patient, waiting for Grimmy's touch. We're gonna look to try to center this out. Sky High meets Grimmy in the air. The ball still bouncing neutral. Looks like the Huskies are going to retreat, allowing the Griffins a chance on the offense. And now Grimmy going to go and challenge Sky High here off the wall. Now Hex needs to take care of the ball. Going to play out of his own corner. Able to win a 50 against Thor right there. Now the Huskies with an opportunity of their own. Sky High's looking to find the shot off the crossbar. Follow-up shot finds its way in. Oh, Hex.
Wow. Welcome to the league, El Hex, for sure. That's an overtime winner into the upper 90. It does come off the corner, but we can give him that. And this, for once, a caster has not cursed this game, because this is exactly what I said might happen. The Griffins didn't take their chance in the midfield with that open net, and the Huskies have punished them for it in OT. And yes, okay, this is only game one. We're in a best of 5. There's still a lot of games to be played. There's still a lot of feeling out to do. But I mean, you look at the Huskies' scores there: 8 shots in total, coming out with 3 goals. If they keep up that shot rate, but they make some of those shots count a little bit more, i.e., a few more shots on net, a few more shots where they're making the Griffins' defense work, then that's really going to do them very well in this series, because as you can see, the Griffins only had 2 saves that entire game, and from a shot rate of 8, you kind of expect that save amount to be a little bit higher. So we'll see if the Huskies can do that in the remainder of this series. But absolutely fascinating game one, and if this is as close as the game is going to be, then we're strapped in for a fantastic series, Debbie.
100%. And I'm definitely going to be looking at El Hex. Just to inform you, El Hex is not a new player. He's simply new to the Huskies roster. He played last season, and he did, I think, play at least 1 game for the Coyotes. He normally has a very aggressive playstyle, which is why I'm a little bit surprised to see him kind of take a backseat role here, a second man role, if you will, in this Huskies roster, opting to support Sky High here. Now,
but it's
number
absolutely
2.
working for them, isn't it? At the minute, I mean, you know, they've won game 1. El Hex does look relatively at home for being a more offensive player. He's doing a very fantastic job in the defense. That one might find its way into goal, and it is exactly going to do that. So he can still shoot from downtown as well. There's nothing stopping him from doing that. But yeah, apologies for saying El Hex was new to the league. I misread that one. That's on me. But he does look at home in this Huskies roster. He's playing an incredible game right now.
Most certainly, just playing a fantastic game so far, but it is up to the Griffins to respond right here if they want to try to get a win off. They're going to have to play a little bit more aggressive, and challenges like that might help them with that, trying to keep this offensive pressure going. Sky High is going to be able to collect, as a Griffins player was indeed demoed, so relieving some of that pressure. And now ball manages to roll its way into the Griffins territory. This is an opportunity
lovely.
for the Huskies. Hex definitely coming alive in this series.
They're finding their groove now. That's a wonderful double hit coming out from Sky High off the sidewall, and unfortunately Daddy Groovy misreads it. It's easy for Hex to be able to convert that goal after the misread, but they're taking advantage of their opportunities, and that's something that the Griffins have not been able to do yet this series. So game 2 currently looking really good for the Huskies.
Absolutely, good way to start. And now the Griffins gonna try to answer back to the Huskies, trying to build up some offensive pressure of their own. Grimmy trying to beat Hex here, unable to do so. Ball is gonna continue into the Griffins territory. Thor finally able to get a hold of this ball. Has a 1v1 opportunity against Sky High, looking for the 50. Finds the pass. Grimmy able to sink it in, and the Griffins are on the board.
Again, making the most of a mistake coming out from the Huskies. There was no need for a double commit there. Both Sky High and Hex going for that ball, but Grimmy's able to beat them both to it. And yeah, a little bit of miscommunication coming out from the Huskies, but with the new roster move, that is kind of to be expected. They're still 2-1 up, but really, really nicely taken advantage of by the Griffins. They're able to convert that one and keep themselves in this game, because if it was the Huskies that had scored the third, which they have now done, it would have looked really, pardon the pun, grim for the Griffins. But it's 3-1. There's still 3 minutes 38 left, and the Griffins are definitely still in this game, but the Huskies absolutely showing up.
Yeah, and while you were talking, Hex securing a hat trick for himself here in this game number 2 with a nice little play. The Griffins, this order is getting taller and taller for them to have to accomplish right here. And oh my, fantastic demo.
Yeah, brilliant demo coming out from Hex to make it a 1v1 basically with Grimmy and Sky High. Grimmy tried to get the flick over the top of Sky High, but he wasn't quite able to get as much purchase on it as he wanted. Sky High, it's straight onto his bonnet and straight in the goal. Nice and easy for the Huskies. It's nothing complicated, but they're doing a fantastic job of really making the Griffins pay for their mistakes. There's another one.
Oh my word, and it seems like we can't. It seems like you can never finish your sentence without the Huskies scoring in this game right here. Sky High able to get up a little bit early against Thor right there, securing a 5th goal for the Huskies. Still 3
Debbie.
minutes remaining.
Do you hear that? Just off in the distance, a little maraca, a little, a taste of some samba music is playing in the background. I just bringing that to people's attention. You might not be able to see it, but Hex might try and make that noise a little bit louder. He is going to do that. Open net, makes no mistake, and all that music's a little bit louder now, Debbie.
Yeah, and this game is beginning to run away from the Griffins, but they still have plenty of time to regroup here. Still about 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here. They can definitely regroup. They just need to stop the bleeding if they want to get back into this game number 2. Now Hex looking to clear this out, unable to make contact. Daddy Grim is going to be able to beat him out to that, playing this into the Huskies corner. Sky High is able to collect. Now Thor going to 50 him off the wall. This ball is going to bounce down dangerously, and Grimmy able to turn one in for the Griffins.
The music's turned off. We're not on the beach. Life is garbage. No, fantastic from Grimmy. Makes the most of a mistake from the Huskies. El Hex really needs to get that ball clear on the back wall, but unable to do so. 2-6 with over half of the game still to play. I mean, stranger things have happened. 4 goals to come back. If the Griffins can really find their game, to find their groove, and get their mental back, they're still in with a shout in this game too.
100%. And now the Griffins looking for another opportunity. Grimmy trying to get the center for Thor, and Thor able to take the shot and get it past both defenders. 6-3.
I thought it was really, really odd when this ball came out and El Hex didn't challenge for it, or at least go to try and clear it out. Maybe he thought he was going to be able to get the save, but Thor tells him that he's absolutely not able to. Gets a good amount of power on the ball, and now this is looking really doable for the Griffins, and you start to wonder where the Huskies' kind of headspace is, because they had such a commanding lead, and now it's almost been halved. And if Thor makes that save, he just needed to get there. Unfortunately, he's not able to do this, and Hex loves scoring when I'm trying to talk, Debbie.
100%. It's like he's sitting here listening to the stream, waiting.
He knows. It's a good goal coming out from the Huskies. Again, bit of a kickoff goal, but they're going to take that every day of the week, and that stops the bleeding that the Griffins have been putting down. Really, quite a few Griffins goals in quick succession, and the Huskies are going to score another one here. It looks like Sky High is going to take this one forwards. Hex gets the ball over the top of him, says, "I'm going to take this goal from you," and that's now a double hat trick, Debbie. That's a double hat trick for Hex right there.
Yes, sir. El Hex at 910 points right now. Still a minute and 55 remaining. Most likely trying to approach that 1,000 score goal right there, I guess. But let's see if the Griffins have anything to say about it. Grimmy looking to beat Hex out here, but Hex gonna win that 50. But Thor able up and early, able to get that ball past him. But this shot is gonna find its way past the Griffins defenders momentarily. Grimmy with no boost, able to return to it. Lucky for the Griffins, that ball was a little bit wide, but this shot is not wide coming out from Thor, cutting the lead back down to 4 goals.
Yeah, Hex wanted the boost pad, and I think he thought that Sky High had it in control, but just gets beaten out on the aerial there, and Thor makes him pay. 8 of 4. This is a game full of goals. 1 minute 30 is enough time for 4 goals, Debbie, if the Griffins can get a move on. So, still anyone's game right now.
That would be absolutely absurd if this game went to a tie game, 16 goals in a single game. I mean, sure it's possible, but
It is. I mean, you look at the maths, right? 3 minutes 30 to get 12 goals. It's not outside of the question to get 4 more goals in a minute and a half, just based on pure statistics. In this particular game, it could happen.
didn't we have a game last season that went to like 15 goals? The Eagles were involved in it, my expert team, against the Coyotes in the playoffs. I think it was something like 9 to 8 goals in a single game.
Oh, I do actually vaguely remember that. Yeah, it was a really close game as well. It wasn't like a blowout. Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. I mean, we love a high-scoring affair in FTL, and it looks like both teams have kind of lost their shooting boots a bit as we've had a minute off the clock. So I'm starting to think this comeback is not as viable as it maybe once was. But if the Griffins can get a goal here, they not that kind of goal, Thor. No, that wasn't the kind of goal I was talking about. Gotta be honest.
It looks like Thor was trying to gain control of this ball. Unfortunately, just doesn't find the contact that he wants, and the ball ends up rolling into his own net.
I tell you what, though, it does not get more bottom right than that. like the ball nestled into the bottom right hand corner. The curves of the ball fit exactly into the corner of the goal. Fair play. If you're going to score an own goal, make it a worldie like that.
Now, as time ticks down, the Huskies are going to be going up 2-0 in this series. Going to be putting the Griffins on match point, and the Griffins definitely going to have to change something up if they want to bring this series back and make it a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, and I think we kind of want to have a look back at game 1, right, which was super competitive between these two sides. Game 2, not so competitive. The Huskies really found their rhythm, certainly in the first half of this game. LHEX putting up 1,100 score in that game, 7 goals from 6 shots. That's right, because the Thor own goal counted as a shot, as a goal from him, but obviously wasn't really registered as a shot. So, I mean, what's that? 112 or something percent shooting accuracy? Not bad.
Not bad indeed. And over on the Griffin side, looking at these stats, it doesn't look like the Griffins played bad at all. Shooting 2 for 2. Thor 100% goal participation for the Griffins. They're playing good enough. It's just Hex just stepping up to a completely new level for the Huskies right now, and they're gonna definitely have to look to shut him down if they want to try to get back into this series.
Yeah, he's going nuclear right now, and he needs to get absolutely stopped if the Griffins are going to get back in this series. But it's also worth pointing out that neither team had a single save in game 2, which is not something you see very often at any level in the FDL. So 0 saves in a game. Let's see if we can change that one and get some defense showing up in this game 3, as we just have everyone joining up now. So I'm not sure which way this is going to go. I think the Huskies have a really good shout of getting the sweep if they're able to score early and really put the Griffins on the back foot. But if the Griffins find a way into this game, I think we could see a game 4 and maybe a game 5.
Yeah, and Grimmy shooting shots like that, that's a perfect way for the Griffins to start off right here. A little bit of momentum, right? Starting off with game number 3.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game right now for the Griffins. They need that momentum and to really put the Huskies on the back foot, because they've not really been on the back foot since the start of the game. That almost went in as a kickoff goal. But I mean, the thing with this is that the Huskies are going to score a goal in this game. You can clip this if you want, but I can be pretty confident in that statement. So it's just about how many the Griffins are going to be able to score before that happens.
And we're here to figure that out. Thor able to get a 50 off into the corner, and now he's gonna try to center this out to Grimmy. Instead, he's only gonna find Hex, and and Hex gonna find Sky High right there. He's looking to put a shot on target, not able to make contact right here. Now Thor's gonna be able to clear this downfield. Sky High is gonna be able to take control in his own corner, but denied boost by Thor. Now Grimmy looking for a 50 right here. Sky High still low boost, but Thor unable to make contact,
Ooh, what's happening?
and possibly a player disconnect.
Oh, we're back.
No. Grimmy back. And now the Huskies starting off with Hex right here, dribbling it out of his own corner. Thor able to find the 50. Sky High up in the air early right here. He's going to put this off against his own corner. And now Grimmy looking for the shot against
Oh my
Hex.
goodness.
Hex able to get in the way right there. And
Nice.
the Griffins definitely coming alive a bit more here in this game number 3 right now.
Oh, that one's looking for the top left-hand corner. Grimmy with the save, and we've actually had 2 saves now in this game, which is 2 more than we had in the last game, which you absolutely love to see. Yeah, the Griffins being a lot more aggressive. They're really trying to get in the face of both Hex and Sky High. That was almost an insane goal coming out from Grimmy. It doesn't quite find its way in. Sky High is going to try and get it past Grimmy, but another save. That's 3 now, which is fantastic to see. Defense is coming out a bit more on top in this particular game as Hex might have a free shot here if he gets there in front of Grimmy. He is going to do that, and that's a goal into the middle of the net, and you can't send that clip of me saying the Huskies will score here because they have done, and it's to tie the game, which is worrying if you're a Griffins fan.
And Hex scoring. First goal for the Huskies, and he scores while you were talking. Kind of
It
interesting.
happens. The correlation.
Now Hex and Grimmy off the kickoff. Hex gonna have another
Oh.
shot.
See,
He
I
finds the
wasn't
post this
talking.
time.
The correlation matches. It's an open goal, and he didn't score. I wasn't talking.
Maybe that's the key right here. I just gotta keep talking in order for the Griffins to make their way back into the series. And Grimmy right there gonna clear this out from his back half, or backboard, and now he's gonna have an open net. Can he? Oh, you can't secure
No
it right
boost.
there. No boost. Now Sky High looking to clear this, able to get it past Thor. Grimmy's there though. He's gonna bang this off of the backboard, looking for the follow-up shot himself. He's gonna find contact, but nothing too dangerous there. Hex able to clear it away. Now Sky High's gonna clear it downfield into the Griffins' territory. Gonna bounce off of the post. Grimmy able to send it away. And now Sky High's gonna have a shot, but no, Grimmy able to flick it away. But Hex is gonna beat out Grimmy right there to prevent him from taking the shot right there. Thor meeting Hex in the corner. He's gonna center this out. He's gonna get it past Sky High, and this ball is center, but Grimmy not there. Maybe not expecting the ball to go that way. And the Griffins 100% having way more offensive opportunities in this game. It seems like sometimes there's just one thing that's missing, whether it's boost or their second man just not being aware of what's going on.
I think you hit a good point there, which is there's a little bit of communication issues with this Griffins team. That one's going to find its way into the net, and you know what, Debbie? I think if I just talk, goals will be scored. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that I for some reason that is the situation. I mean, Grimmy, fantastic shot from downtown, and the Huskies' defense looks just a little bit shaky at the minute. But for me, I think this is a better indication of both of these teams. I think we expected a more even game, and that game 2 was a bit of an anomaly. Game 1 was really close, and I think this game is really close. And I actually really hope the Huskies are able to get another one before the game ends, because I'd love to see OT between these two teams again.
I would love to see a game 5. And oh my, Griffin's getting tied up right there. Not quite sure how that occurred, but now Hex trying to test the Griffins defense right now, but Grimmy's going to be able to get it down into midfield. Pop it off of the wall. He's going to opt to retreat, allow Thor to take over. Thor finds the 50 against Sky High, and now Hex up in the air. Trying to take this into the corner, looking for the center. Sky High's up, but Sky High doesn't find contact. Luckily for him, Hex able to retreat just in the nick of time. That's a dangerous touch right there. No Griffins players there to capitalize. No Hex looking for a shot. Grimmy able to take it away from him. Opportunity. Double commit coming out from the Griffins. Maybe they were looking for a bit of a team pinch, but
Nice pass. Oh, 13 seconds on the clock. They need to do something, and they need to do something now. They're not going to care about double commits right now. If Sky High is able to get something here going for the Griffins, he needs to get up above Daddy Grimmy. He is able to do that. That one looks like it might just fall. It's not going to. Sky High takes it away from Hex's bonnet as well, and it's going to drop. And oh my goodness, Debbie. Bit of drama in the last few seconds, but the Griffins do get their first win on the board of the series.
Yes, sir. Able to scrape this win by, and they had plenty of offensive opportunities. It's just going to be a matter of capitalizing that, and they could definitely get well or force a game 5 in this series if they're able to capitalize on all of those offensive opportunities that they had here in this game.
Yeah, the worrying thing for me looking at that scoreboard is Thor kind of went missing in that game. Grimmy with 2 goals, 6 shots, but you also have to look at 3 saves, right? Thor sitting there with 3 shots and 1 assist. He was kind of trying to do a lot of the groundwork, you know, the blocking, the demos, trying to get things working for the Griffins side, and Grimmy was going to be the one to convert, and that's exactly what happened. But if that plan starts to crumble and starts to deteriorate, I really want to know if Thor is going to be able to elevate his game to a position where he can be the one to take those shots. He can be the one to take charge of this Griffin side if required.
And I mean, in game number 3, or no, game number 2, he did have 100% goal participation. So I'm not too worried about him not being able to get into being able to play in the game. I think it's just a matter of them adjusting their play style where Thor's looking, like you said, for trying to create space for Grimmy. So which is leaving Grimmy in that second man position, having to get those saves when it does get past Thor. Now, Thor pinch gonna bounce out to midfield where Sky High is able to collect, but Thor gonna go up early to challenge him right there, able to get it past him and able to get it past Hex. But the shot is a little bit off target. Now he's gonna look for a pass back, but that's gonna make its way past Grimmy, and now Thor needs to be on the defensive right here, trying to get it past Sky High, able to do it. A nice little air dribble. Now looking for the bump, gonna try to pave a way for Grimmy, but Grimmy tackled by Hex. It's going to be an opportunity for the Huskies, but Sky High not finding the contact that he wants, and now Thor's going to be able to collect the ball right here. Taking his time, able to slip it past Hex, but Sky High is able to get in the way of that passing play. Now Grimmy, his turn on the ball, but tackled by Hex, and now Thor going to be sending it back down towards Sky High, looking for contact. Ball pops up, this could be dangerous. Grimmy nowhere, opting to play a little bit patient right there. Waiting for mistakes to come out from the Huskies. Huskies playing a lot of defense this game right now.
Yeah, they are. They're sitting back a little bit more, and I think it's kind of working out for them. They realize that they kind of didn't quite have the offensive edge that they wanted to in that game 3. So I think it's really good to see. It's a change up in play style, and it might work out for them. I mean, Hex is coming forwards here, and we know what happens when I'm talking and Hex has the ball, but not this time. But, you know, Grimmy and Thor are playing this really, really smartly. They're kind of saying, right, we're going to sit back, come and beat us. We're going to give you a real game. And Hex, okay, the second time of asking when I'm talking, Hex does deliver and he does get the goal. But, you know, just going back to that point, I think the Griffins are saying kind of, we're going to play a bit more defensive, come and break us down. And on that particular instance, they kind of lost that game plan a bit. Both Grimmy and Thor went for the ball. It was a bit of a double commit coming out from them. It might not matter if the Griffins get a kickoff goal, and that's exactly what happens. So I'm just going to keep talking, and maybe the goals will continue to come as that one just nestles under the crossbar. But yeah, and a very interesting game. Deserves to be even. We'll see which team is able to take charge in the next 3 minutes.
100%, and Thor and Sky High off the kickoff. Kickoff going in favor of the Griffins, but Grimmy's going to play a little bit patient right here, noticing Sky High sitting there waiting for his touch. Sky High now looking for the center, out to Hex. Thor able to get in the way. This ball's going to deflect off of Sky High. Possible chance for Grimmy. No, possible chance for Thor as he's up early, able to find the shot against the Huskies.
Yeah, that one's not great for me. Hex in completely the wrong position at that particular moment. Needs to be a bit further into the goal to be able to make that defensive play. But again, the Griffin's able to take advantage. Thor rises and gets the aerial. Really nice from him, and we'll see if they're able to keep this lead, or you know, if it starts going back the other way. But there's still over half of the game left, so no time to worry for the Huskies just yet.
Absolutely. And
Oh.
Hex looking for a shot of his own. Now Sky High trying to find a follow-up shot, or my bad, Hex himself trying to find the follow-up shot, but it was off target. And now this ball is dangerous. Thor up early. Thor dropping it down into the back of the Huskies net.
Quite often when we're talking about Origin and Adepts leagues, we talk about whichever team makes the fewest mistakes is going to be the team that wins the game. And this is starting to show now for the Griffins. They're making the fewest mistakes. Their Sky High basically put the ball right in front of his own net. Really dangerous to be doing that in a game of Rocket League when, you know, both of the other players have boost and they have the positioning to be able to get on the end of it. So mistake coming out from the Huskies defense there, and the Griffins capitalizing, and they're looking relatively comfortable now.
Absolutely, and it looks like they're having a lot of confidence now. They're going for challenges that they weren't going for before, and they're making these offensive opportunities count. And now another possible one, but Sky High able to get back just in time. Thor up early. He's gonna look for a shot. He's gonna go wide where Hex is able to collect the ball in his own corner, collect some boost. Taking his time here. He's gonna go to the opposite wall. Grimmy right there meets him there, and the ball is gonna pinch out over into the Griffins corner. Thor looking to get a touch, but this ball is bouncing dangerously center, and Sky High finds the shot, able to put the Huskies within one.
There's a mistake coming out from the Griffins. Thor really did not want to hit that ball back into the middle of the field. Sky High in perfect position, and Grimmy not back yet in the defensive position. So a bit of miscommunication coming out there from the Griffins. The Huskies take advantage, and a minute and a half on the clock. Anything is possible in this game 4.
Absolutely, and let's see how this match turns out. As the ball's gonna bounce out of the corner from the Griffins. Hex trying to get a center ball right there, but instead he's gonna find Thor. Now Sky High looking to play patient.
Ooh.
Thor able to get the save, but Huskies are gonna keep this offensive pressure going. Hex against Grimmy. Grimmy able to win the 50, and it's a huge clear down into the Huskies half. Thor looking to find a shot, but it's gonna go high off the backboard. Grimmy's up already. 50 win for the Griffins. This ball's gonna bounce center right here. Grimmy's gonna opt to stay on it, look for a 50 right here. He's gonna lose out, and now Hex is gonna try to take this downfield, but instead he pops it out to Thor. Thor is able to keep this, keep and maintain this offensive pressure for the Griffins. Thor popping it down to center. Gonna play it into the corner of the Huskies. Gonna get it past Hex. Sky High has to take care of this ball. Able to push it out from his corner, and now Grimmy gonna push it back into the Huskies corner. Looks like both Griffins are gonna opt to retreat right here. It's gonna allow Hex to do some work. Gonna play it into the Griffins corner, looking for a center. It's centered right here. Is Sky High ready? No, Thor able to get a little bicycle hit right there. Clear the ball. Now, timer counting down. The Huskies need to score right now if they want to try to close out this series. This could be an opportunity. Rhino, we have game 5.
Oh yes, it's an absolutely wonderful thing when we get a game 5 in FDL, especially when this series has been this close. Okay, game 2 was a bit of a blowout. Game 3 looked really good for the Griffins, but game 1 and game 4 have looked so tight between these two sides. And it's going to come back to what I said a minute ago, which is whichever team makes the fewest mistakes in this game 5, that's going to be the team that wins this game.
100%, and the Griffins playing with a lot of confidence, and it seems like the Huskies really haven't had any response to it. The only 2 goals that they were able to secure here in this game number 4 have come off of Griffins' mistakes. If the Griffins are able to clean up those mistakes, they can definitely walk away with a pretty commanding victory going into this game 5.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing you have to remember here is that the Huskies' unbeaten streak is in jeopardy right now. It wasn't after 2 games, but now we're facing down the barrel of a game 5, and they need to really find it in themselves to save this unbeaten start to the season, because I mean, otherwise, yeah, this is going to be one of those games that maybe it's just a bit too much pressure and they start crumbling. But yeah, we will see exactly what happens in this game number 5. If it's as exciting as the rest of the games have been, then we are in for an absolute treat. Make sure you stay with us right the way through, because obviously we will have an interview with the winners after this game. So Going to be interesting to see who is able to come out on top here. And over to you, Debbie.
Yes, sir. Game number 5 underway, and it's going to start off with some Huskies pressure right here. Hex trying to get it past Thor, who was an absolute beast in that game number 4, playing both sides of the field. And it looks like he's going to be able to clear this out. Delete Hex on his way now. He needs to get it past Sky High, which he does. Just needs to find this centered out, and he does. Remy able to secure a goal very early here for the Griffins.
A little bit of a poor decision there from Sky High to go for the challenge right on the corner. Anything, Thor could have done anything in that particular position, and he knew that his teammate was sent to the Shadow Realm. So, bit interesting coming out from the Huskies. Oh my goodness, that almost found its way into the goal, but Grimmy's going to be able to get the clear, and we're going to reset. But good start for the Griffins, but also a good start for the Huskies. They before that they had some good pressure, and if they keep doing that, then we're in for a very, very close game.
Absolutely, and let's see how close the Huskies can keep that. They're going to have to play a little bit of defense right here, trying to clear this ball out, but they're only going to find Grimmy, who's going to try to keep this ball into the Huskies' side. Now, Hex not finding contact. This could be an opportunity for the Griffins, but Grimmy not able to find the contact that he wants. Now it's Thor's turn, looking for a shot, but Hex is going to be able to clear this out. Now taking his time, 1v1 opportunity against Grimmy. Oh, looks like he was maybe going to go for the bump right there, but Grimmy just a little bit too fast, able to dodge it and clear it downfield into the Huskies corner. And now Hex needs to figure this out. This ball's going to pop up. Bit of a floater right here. Grimmy gets an awkward touch right there, and now Thor needs to beat out Hex. Hex winning the 50. Grimmy up early, but luckily for the Griffins, this ball pushes wide right there. A little bit of a stalemate going on so far right now.
Yeah, that's a really nice ball in from Hex, and Sky High kind of really needs to be on the end of it, but I guess he thought Thor was going to get a touch. Pinched off the side, but again, it's just not quite landing for the Huskies right now. The ball is not quite perfect, and you don't want to double commit in this particular situation because then you're 2-0 down, and there's serious problems there. So they're doing the right thing. They're putting the balls into the box, and if it's not right for them, they're backing away from it. That's not a great challenge from Hex, and Sky High is not able to hit it on the return either, and now they are 2-0 down, and this is danger for the Huskies.
Danger indeed. About 2:56 remaining though. Huskies can still get back into this game. Their undefeated streak on the line right now. They're most certainly going to have to make some changes, play a little bit more aggressive, I would say, without the cost of some mistakes. Now Grimmy with a shot on target. Hex able to deflect it. Ball so awkward. Thor's up looking for the drop down. Unable to make contact. Hex is going to find a clear. And now Sky High chasing it down. Trying to beat out Grimmy right here. Going to opt to retreat. Now Grimmy finds a pinch that's going to go downfield into the Huskies corner, but not before Hex interrupts that. And now Sky High with a shot opportunity. He's going to find the shot, but it looks like Thor is poised and ready for the save. Now Hex going to try to keep this in play. Thor not able to get back. Oh my gosh. And maybe it was because I was talking or something, but Hex not able to find the back of the net right there. Griffin's going to be...
Robbed of a goal there. Oh my goodness. Sky High is going to come forwards. Thor is not in a good position, but that one cannons off the crossbar as well. Oh, the Huskies are just getting pixels close to the goal, and they're not able to find the finishing touch. And this kind of sums up certainly last game, and clearly it sums up this game as well, that they're so close, but it's just that final thing, the missing piece, and they're not able to find it right now with 1.5 minutes on the clock.
Griffin's finally able to breathe a sigh of relief, walking away from that Huskies assault right there. Now the Huskies trying to mount another assault right here. Sky High is going to keep this in the Griffin's corner. Grimmy needs to clear this out. Able to find a touch, but Hex is right there. And oh my.
Now Debbie. Now Debbie, this sets up quite the incredible 1:16 of Rocket League, okay? So, bit of a double commit coming out there from the Griffins. It's a mistake, we accept that, but this 1:16 is not going to be a perfect time of Rocket League, okay? So, if the Huskies can capitalize on another mistake, or if they can find some of that offensive pressure that they were finding in the first 2 games, oh my goodness, we could be in for an absolute grandstand finish to this game.
Yes, and I would say that the Huskies have been able to revive this offense that they were generating before. They've had plenty of opportunities. They just haven't been able to close out. And Grimmy able to get it past the Griffins, but no boost. Or might have been
net.
able to get it
Free
past the
net.
Huskies.
Oh my goodness.
Guy not finding the shot on target. 40 seconds remaining. One goal separates an
Save.
overtime here between these two teams.
Oh my goodness, no, Sky High needed to read
No.
that. That's going to do it. 30 seconds, 2 goals. That's so unfortunate.
And Sky High just needs to make that touch. Hex just rotating and not able to get there in time for the save. The Griffins are going to increase their lead right here, possibly putting the nail in the coffin right here. Still 30 seconds remaining. Thor with a quick
my
shot. Well, maybe not a quick shot, but definitely a shot. Husky's able to turn it away. Hex throwing the ball forward, looking for Sky High. Sky High not able to make contact right there. And now Hex needs to play some defense against the Griffins, and they're opting to play a little bit patient right here, allowing time to dwindle down because it's just going to put pressure on the Huskies, trying
That's a
to
nice
force
pass.
them to score. Sky High looking for a shot. Ball is just going to bounce out center. 1 second remaining, and the
Oh.
Griffins able to get the reverse sweep right here and take the game in and take the series in Game 5.
I would like to congratulate both myself and Debbie on the casting booth for not once mentioning the possibility of a reverse sweep during that game to not cast a curse it. Congratulations, Deb and me. But I mean, you've got to give it up to the Griffins at the end of the day. They did show up in those last 3 games for certain. It was looking a bit close in the first 2. But yeah, we did mention earlier as well that the Griffins probably deserved to win that first game based on an open shot that Original Thor missed. So on the balance of play, they did seem to deserve that win, but the Huskies made them work for it, Debbie.
100%. And what do you say we interview the 2 Griffins players
I would love that.
and welcome Grimmy and Thor, able to take down the Huskies in Game 5 reverse sweep style. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling great.
My hands are shaking, dude. From beginning to end, that was a fight.
Well, let's talk about beginning, and then we might get onto the end a bit later because game 1, you guys, it went to OT, but do you guys feel like I mean we talked about it with about 30 seconds to go, there was an open net opportunity for you guys and it just whiffed wide left, I believe. Were you slightly concerned about how the game was going to go after losing that OT?
No, not at all.
No.
We got nothing but confidence there. And most of our games that we have won in the past have been all reverses. So it wasn't we weren't stressing too much.
Not stressing too much. I mean that's the sign of a good team, right? I mean, game 2, let's be honest, the wheels kind of fell off a little bit for you guys. What do you think happened in that game 2 that you were able to bring back?
We were overcommitting a bit too much, being a little bit too aggressive, trying to take back the scoreline. About halfway through that game, I remember calling that out, and we slowed down and started getting some goals, but it was too far gone. We were too in our heads about it.
Absolutely. Debbie, any questions for our guests?
Yeah, so I wanted to know what was the game plan after losing those first 2 games. And I definitely noticed a change of play coming out from Thor and you as well, Grimmy. What was that a plan that you guys had decided to try to adapt into the play of the series?
We talked about calming down quite a bit because they kept utilizing off of our mistakes, and every time that we'd mess up, they would score on us. So we decided to flip the script and do that to them, and it ended up working out. So
I pulled the Octane out of nowhere just to see if it would work, and it did. So
it was Octane. It was
the
all
Octane.
Octane definitely playing wonders for you guys. and of course that game 5 was extremely tense. The Huskies knocking on the door. Was there any specific shot that you guys could remember that was just, oh, that's it, it's in, they're tying the game or anything?
All 3 of the bar downs.
Every single one of them.
I was screaming the whole
Yeah.
time.
I believe there was one of their shots where my camera was on you, Thor, and you literally just stopped moving. I believe that you had thought that it was, but it just went
Oh
bar down and
no.
out.
I think there was multiple times throughout like 2 or 3 games that my controller just stopped working.
Oh
Mm.
yeah,
So I was just stuck there for like a few seconds.
there was one point in game either 2 or 3 where he was like, "Oh no, my controller broke. Go, go, go!" Like on a kickoff.
A
So
kickoff.
I had to real quick like remember how to do a kickoff because I wasn't planning on doing one.
I didn't notice that. We did notice Grimmy's car stopping once. I think it was in either game 2 or 3. I think you're right.
It was an open net.
Yeah, just kind of stopped, and we were like, what's happened there? But
Yeah, I
no,
do remember that because he said like, "Oh no, my controller broke," and then I immediately went back to net. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm just gonna go.
not risking that in the slightest. Obviously, winning in reverse sweep fashion is fantastic for you guys, and I don't actually know what your result was last week.
We won last week.
Did you beat the
Yeah,
Rebels?
yeah, we
Yes.
won 3-1.
So you guys now go to a scoreline of 2-1 on the series. I kind of want to know. Obviously people are going to give a very obvious answer, but it'd be interesting to get it right from you two. Is this Griffin's side a playoff challenging side?
Oh, 100%.
Obviously.
No doubt. No doubt. We taking it all. I'm saying that right now on stream. That's how confident I am.
Taking it all. That championship winning Griffins. You heard it here first,
We're
ladies.
taking it all. Y'all remember that. Y'all remember our names.
You'll remember their names, Grimmy and Thor. Absolutely fantastic play from you guys today. Obviously, Debbie, any last words?
Of yes. So so you guys were able to break the Huskies' undefeated streak. Now with them out of the way, is there any other competition that you guys are looking forward to playing against?
Each other. That's it. We gotta work against each. We there's times that we play against each other too much, and that's our only issue. If we clean that up, we ain't got no problem. That's all it is.
We haven't done a whole lot of scrims yet this season, but we got slapped by the Gators preseason scrims, so I want to bring it back.
Okay. I like it. But that is all I have for you, gentlemen. Rhino, any last things for them?
No, I think that's all my questions answered. Very best of luck for the rest of the season, boys. Congratulations on your victory. And
Real quick, I
yeah,
apologize for interrupting you. I want to give a shout out to HXP Blends for coming to my game. He's a true friend. He was the only one that was here for me, so I appreciate that.
he has been here in chat all game. So shout out you, HXPX Blend, for sure. Shout out to you. But it's been an absolute pleasure to cast with you, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining me on the casting booth, as well as Grimmy and Thor. A spectacular game ending in reverse sweep fashion in Adepts League. Now, we do have one more game coming for you on the FDL Twitch channel. That is going to be coming up at 10 p.m. So just over an hour's time, we will be back. We will start the stream back up at 10:15. So be sure to be back for that one because we've got some expert action coming at you. We've got the Hornets taking on the Coyotes. But until then, this has been Rhino Boy and Debbie taking you through the Adept action this evening. We will see you in just over an hour. Take it easy.